Good morning. It's not morning. Good evening. Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining us. This is Peter from PDP and Myra.
Hi everyone. Welcome to our last weekly meeting. After this one, we're going to be doing meetings still, but they're going to be monthly.
Yep. Yeah, so I just want to remind y'all that all of you guys are owner-operators, self-dispatched owner-operators, not drivers, and we welcome you. We encourage you. This is our model. This is what we're proud of, and we're just so happy that you're with us. As you know, it's all based on the common law and the 20-factor questions from the IRS, at least with us. So that's why we have this model. Everything we do around here has everything to do with how these two things are, working in the United States. And you are your own boss. You are the self-dispatched owner-operator. Yes, and I do want to mention that we do have a referral bonus. Just mention to anybody that does come on. After 90 days, you get $500. So if you want to know some more questions about that or answers about that, just call us. Let us know. We're very happy to, to share the news. Today we're going to be talking about just in general between us, what's going on right now. And just like Myra said, it's the last meeting before we wrap it up, basically, with all of these. Yes, but something new about today, we're going to be doing a two drawing of $300. So obviously you get the 3 points towards your BTO card, but just to kind of do a big thing, the surprise is we're going to do two winners today. So you have twice as much luck today. Yes. So definitely let us know what the names are, and yes, message us or just let us know. There's also a poll that I created with Myra. It's just asking 5 short questions. If you could please fill that out. Yes, that will be helpful for us.
Yes, we need your feedback, so please go ahead and fill that out.
Alrighty. So without further ado, we're going to get into the topic a little bit. There's really just two things that we want to mention before we open up the Q&As. Yes, and it has to do with apportion plates and documents. Yes, would you like to start?
Yeah, on the apportion plate, as all of you guys know, we're going to be renewing on the 31st. That time has come. We have been talking about it for about a month already. So please, please, please make sure that you send those documents that we have been asking for before the 31st. We're actually thinking about sending all of the documents next week. So I know that admin has mentioned that those documents must be here by the 26th. IRP is taking about a week to process everything. So we need to give them all the paperwork at least 1 week prior to us renewing so that they can finalize that on time. We can't stress enough how important it is for you guys to send us your 2290, your Texas inspection, and also what was the third document, Peter? 2290 Texas state inspection and your RPO. Yeah, this is really important. There is still 3 guys that have not done the registration purpose only. The reason why that was not done was because the Dallas office was closed at the time that we got your plate. That office is open back up, so you need to come down to Texas and you need to file for that registration purpose only. If we don't have that registration purpose only, we're not going to be able to file for your plate. Same thing if we don't have your 2290 or your Texas state inspection. So please, please, please make sure that you send those documents if you haven't sent them yet. I printed out the list of the documents that we are needing. So please make sure that you send them. We're gonna start making phone calls tomorrow. I know we send emails. I know we've been talking about this for some time, but unfortunately there's still a lot of documents that we need. So we're gonna start making those phone calls tomorrow. And guys, please, we need your help on this. If we're not able to renew for your plate, I'm sorry, but we're just gonna keep renewing for your plate until you get that. And if your plate is not renewed by the 31st, then you're not going to be able to book any loads. So this is just really important. We need to have them, and we need to have them ASAP, please.
And just make sure the Saturday is the 31st. So this time it's actually 30th. The due date
Friday.
is by 30th, the Friday, by 5 p.m. because, you know, yeah, they're not going to be open on the 31st.
Yes. So another thing that we're wanting to mention on this is that the price has gone up. We noticed an increment about 100 to 150. So it has increased. There's three reasons. 100.
150.
About, yeah, it's around 100 to 150. So you will see that your plate price is going to be a little bit higher. So please make sure that once we update your dashboard, because I know we've been taking payments out already for that. So once we update your dashboard, check to see what difference that is. There is three reasons for that. The first one is the states that you guys run on. The second one, it's actually the miles that you do for the states.
Specifically those states.
Specifically those states, yes. And the third one will be the amount of vehicles that we have in the fleet. As you guys know, we have been adding more and more trucks to the fleet. We have a lot of owner ops in the fleet. Currently on our IRP, we have 77 trucks. We have more trucks in the fleet, but some of the owner operators have their own plate, and that actually takes us to the next subject, which is, you know, if you're wanting to purchase your own plate, if you're wanting to get your own plate at the state that you reside on, you're more than welcome to do that. You don't have to have a PDP plate. However, you only have 2 weeks to do that. So if you are wanting to go that route, please make sure that you contact your local DMV and make sure that you ask them what documents you will need in order for you to open up your own IRP. If you want to stay with PDP, that's fine too, but we do need to have those documents that we've been mentioning before we do that.
Yeah, just wanted to add that if you have PDP truck, it has to be under PDP IRP account. But if you have your own truck, you are more than welcome to try to get your own plate. And it's actually not that hard to get the plate. Every state is different. Some are more lenient than others. Texas, I think, in my opinion, with dealing so many different states by now, Texas is one of the hardest ones to deal with. But also just to consider, if you run in a specific area and not all over the U.S., or if you do not run into the expensive states, then it's actually going to make sense for you to get your own IRP account through your own, state. As I said, or as Myra said, because of the states, which states our fleet is driving, and because of the mileage in those states, that's the biggest factor. So if you are not driving in expensive states, then you're probably going to get much better rate by yourself. Just FYI.
Yes, we have had that question asked in the office before. What if I get my own plate? What if I just get, a few states and not all of the states that we have on our cap car? You're more than welcome to do that. Like Peter said, if you have your own truck, that's actually a great point.
Well, the other states are not going to allow you to take only for 1 or 2 states. They're going to require you to take the whole. I mean, I think they stopped doing that a couple of years ago. Yes, I know that they stopped doing that a couple of years ago, but what I'm saying is, if you base it on your miles where you drive, you're most likely going to be able to get better rates if you're not driving in the expensive states. Because if you do drive in the expensive states, your rate is probably going to be same or less. I mean, I don't know. It depends, and also it depends on the state that you reside in. So if it's Texas, it's probably going to be very similar to ours. If it's some other state, sometimes they have cheaper, rates and stuff like that. But anyway, y'all are more than welcome to do it. It's just 2 weeks, guys. Okay, 2 weeks, or even less than 2 weeks, to be honest. I mean, because today is already finished. So yes, but it's possible. You can do it. It's not that hard. Yes. Let me see. So just make sure. Okay. Yes, and just want to emphasize on the fact that if you are missing some documents, if you have some documents missing, it's most likely, on the 30th, if we don't have your docs at that time, we're going to have to drop your plate temporarily, at least until you get your stuff, so that we can move along everybody else and get everybody else renewed. But then we can add you to ours later, a day or two later. I mean, it's not a big deal. Besides just hassle for us and stuff. But
problem is you're not going to be able to book loads for
yes.
those 2-3 days, 5 days.
Yes.
However long it takes.
However long it takes you to get those stuff. So this is a advanced warning. This is very, very big deal. Yeah. Please make sure you have all of this stuff in time, because otherwise you're not going to be able to legally book loads and stuff like that. And I think all of those exemptions, they're pretty much expired because of COVID. Not allowing, not being able to renew the plate and all of that other stuff. So we have to have the plates renewed. Alrighty, so excuse me. So that's with plates. Second thing.
The second thing we want to talk to you guys about will be
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, after the 30th, you're not going to be able to book any loads. That's already been said. It's just being emphasized. Also, the other thing that we want to talk to you guys about, and it's important as well, is your PM inspections, your maintenance. As per FMCSA, we are required to maintain records of that. So please make sure that you send the PDP office your PM sheet and your invoice for that if you have done it. We need PMs for the trucks. We need PMs for the trailers. We need the reefer PM if you have a reefer unit. And we also need your quarterly inspections. Right now, PDP is actually covering those for you guys. So please make sure that you send those in. And you are also getting your Texas State inspection, as mentioned. If you have a plate with PDP, it requires that you have a Texas State inspection, a valid Texas State inspection, not expired. So if you're needing to do that still, again, please do it as soon as possible. And just to emphasize, there will be no loads booking if you do not submit that by the 30th, which is Friday.
And the reason that's the case, just wanted to make sure y'all understand, the reason that's the case is this new system that we're putting in place. We've been working on it, and I've told you guys about it already for a long, long time, all of this preventive maintenance schedule, and just everything how we have been implementing into the load system. What's going to happen is over that weekend, if you have an expired PM, if you have an expired quarterly inspection, state inspection, any one of those, the system will know whenever we choose the load and when we create it and stuff, and then before we send it to dispatch, before it's able to be paid, basically, it's going to flag, hey, this truck is missing quarterly or PM or something like that. And if you don't have it, the dispatch, the office, they're not going to be able to basically, process your loads. So that's why it's very, very important that you get this done before the 30th. We've pretty much finished with the system right now. We've just been entering the data. Our quarterly inspection is every 3 months. and our PMs. All of that is 3 months. Texas State is 1 year. So those are not as big of a deal. But bottom line, please make sure to turn those in. We actually talked today with the office, with the BTO integration team, that they're going to be calling and emailing and reaching out to every single one of you, specifically what you are missing. So please check your emails, or if you don't want to wait, you can just call us and that way you know who it is or what you need, so that you can get that done. You got 2 weeks or almost 2 weeks to get that done. Plenty of time. And then just FYI, after the 30th, it's going to switch, and you're not going to be able to book any loads if you don't have those stuff in there. And then from then on, it's going to be basically, it's going to show up to us, show us, hey, something's due to expire, and we're actually working on integrating so that it will show up on your dashboard, on the new dashboard that everybody's going to be getting very soon, and also email notifications and stuff like that. But bottom line, there's, the change is coming. I've spoken to you about it for a long time, and it's finally here. So I would please ask that y'all participate and help us out to make this happen. Okay. Do you want to add anything else?
I think we pretty much covered what we wanted to talk about. So if you want to maybe open up the...
Yeah, so I'll open up the questions.
Ms. Myra?
Yes, Michael.
You said y'all were covering the quarterly inspections. Can you clarify exactly what you mean by that?
Yes, we are actually covering the cost. So if you get your quarterly inspection done, we're gonna be covering the cost. However, we are not covering the repairs. So if you need to do any repairs to make sure that you pass that inspection, then you will have to cover those repairs. But PDP will be covering the actual inspection.
Yeah, so just to make sure, the quarterly inspection is an annual inspection. We just do them quarterly. Okay, so it's every quarter we ask you to do an annual inspection, and that inspection itself ranges, I've seen it, $60, $80,
45.
$40. I mean, it just depends where you're at, and we're willing to cover that portion basically.
Yes.
And once you, but to fix the truck, to fix the trailer, you're supposed to pay that by yourself.
I would like to just say that it's not just PDP. I have a lot of friends that are leased at different places, and a lot of companies do the exact same thing, the quarterly. So it's not like you're the only one out waving the flag.
Well, yeah, that helps.
It's not just you. I mean, there's a lot of companies.
And the thing is this, the CSA score is based on the peer companies. So if we have all of these other fleets in the U.S., if they do this and their score is much lower, then it basically calls on everybody else, including us, to start doing this. Because if they're doing it, our score is all based on everybody as a collective. So yes, if there's other companies are doing it, then that makes sense for us to do it also, because if we don't, our scores are always going to be higher than everybody else, which is bad because of roadside inspections and insurance rates.
And also brokers. If
yes.
Yeah, if the broker sees that we have the 2 flags that we currently have, then they
constantly reach out. Why I have to explain to them
they're probably
all of this
say
and
you
that.
Can't book loads with us.
Yeah, and a lot of them, some of them would say they just don't want to even book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's why we ask you guys to do the inspection, so that we have it, as a, checks and balances in the place.
Also, just remember that we are accounting for all of those violations on your inspections on your BTO report card. So it's important that you know what kind of points you have on your BTO report card, and you do every effort that you can in order for you to not get any violations out there. I do have to say that there was a guy that went over the 50 points, and he's no longer with PDP because of that, and it was mainly because of the last inspection that he received. He had several violations on that, and he had out of services on a couple of them.
And
so
3 of them or 4 of them were tires.
Yes. So
like, come on.
One inspection can put you over your points.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to.
Yeah, and then the rest were breaks. But just to add on that, BTO card, I mean, it's just, again, we're doing it, we have this BTO card system in place so that you know where you're at, and you don't have to be all, stressed out about where you're at. Oh, am I going to get terminated, blah, blah, blah. No, I mean, you know where you're at. As long as if you know as long as if you're safe, as long as if you take care of your equipment, as long as if you book load, I mean, you have nothing to worry about. Okay, that's why we have this system in place. And again, with a couple new updates, I am actually the one working on the big road and on a BTO card integration, and that's actually coming along very closely. I have pretty much. I would say all of the entry is done. The carrier side report is done. There's one last report that I'm trying to figure out. And then after that, I'll probably push it as is. And then there's going to be integration into the dashboard, the new dashboard. And then, so bottom line, we've been working on a lot of foundational change in our PDP website for a couple of years now. We've been and y'all probably, none of you see it because it's all foundation, but it was restructuring, very major stuff, and we're done with that. So now we're on the next stage of just pushing all of these new things, and you guys are gonna see a lot more updates in the coming weeks, months. Then actually ACH processing is very close by, which means that we're going to have it a lot more automated. That's like 98% done. Yes, but it's going to be very automated. It's going to be fast. There's a lot of, and less errors, less human errors.
Less room for errors.
Yes, definitely. So there's a lot of updates coming up. So yeah. All right. Any other questions? Ready? Well, so we're gonna switch to the next step. Again, the next step is the winning $300. We're gonna have 2 winners this time. Everybody gets the 3 points towards their BTO card, so technically everybody's a winner. And after this, we're going to be switching to monthly. So right now, this is the last weekly meeting. After this, it's going to be monthly, and we're probably going to just do it sometime in the middle of every month. So right now we're going to read the names. If your name does not, if you don't hear your name at the end, just let us know, and we're going to fix that. But right now...
Go ahead. Okay.
Alrighty. We're gonna do 2 names on the first one. You go ahead and pick one, too. All right.
Sounds like a handful of.
Dale Guyton. And
Tone Weaver, Shakina.
we got 2 names.
Congratulations.
No excitement?
Are they not here?
Who's that?
Dale and Tone. Shakina.
Dale and Tone.
Dale who?
Guyton.
Guyton.
Bill who?
Guyton.
He's right there.
Okay.
Yep.
So the next one y'all do, y'all gonna take them out though, right?
Well, next time, I'm thinking to increase chances, we can just increase the number of people that are selected. So we'll see. I mean, we've been getting some good turnover this time. So thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next month. We'll send you the date exactly when, but it's going to be in the middle of the month. And yes, but please make sure you get us all of that, and we'll see you next month, okay?